welcome back to my channel, and today I have a review of the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Hello. The drugstore has been popping out so many different foundations lately, and I've been trying them out, and like I said, I don't like first impressions, so this is going to be a full-blown review. So first off, I found mine at CVS. I think this is pretty accessible. I haven't really heard anybody having problems finding this, but I am in the color Sun Beige, and basically this is Infallible Pro Matte, which is supposed to last 24 hours. Whenever foundations make that claim, I'm just like, who wears foundation 24 hours? But I think they're just kind of making you feel assured, just in case you go 24 hours of doing whatever you're doing, that it'll last. I will say that I've tried it for half of that, which is 12, and I think it lasts like around 8-ish. I would say like a normal foundation, 8 to 9. I feel like the wear is really good, and the only reason why I say that it kind of lasts only 8 to 9 is because we naturally touch our face, scratch, and all that stuff, so I did have some sort of, you know, blotchiness and stuff like that, and foundation missing in certain areas. So that's just natural. Even though this says Pro Matte, I will say that it says it's a demi matte finish and it's air light and oil free. On the back, as you can see, it says it has a demi matte finish that is for 24 hours and it has a medium coverage. I am in the color Sun Beige as I am in L'Oreal True Match. I feel like the shade pretty much matched me. I don't have an issue with the shade, so I was really happy at that. I will say that there is no smell to this, and this is more of a thicker foundation. It will not run, but it does kind of have a little bit of a slip where it's not too thick like cement. I will show you a demo of how I did my foundation today, and I'm going to be showing you how I use my beauty blender, aka Booty Bender, and also my flat top kabuki from Sigma, which I love, and I feel like a lot of people have flat tops, so I decided to show you the difference between those two tools. I will say on different moisturizers that I use my Clean and Clear Oil-Free Gel Moisturizer. It was fine with it. I used a regular cream moisturizer from Murad, which is very hydrating, which is fine with it. Also, such as primers, I will say that any type of primer really worked for it. I found that one with like that has more of a silicone feel with it, more of that clear texture, like baby skin, worked fine, which I used today. One with a more thicker consistency, something like Benefit Professional or the Primed and Poreless from Too Faced, absolutely works as well. I did not use this without primer, but I feel like everybody should prime their face anyhow, just because it's really nice to have a really clean, smooth canvas. As far as setting it, what's really awesome about I really love about this foundation is you don't have to set it, and I feel like I have to set every single foundation. Right now I currently am wearing bronzer and blush and no highlight, just so I don't have that highlight though. And this is the finish that I have without setting it, without any type of powder, no setting spray, no nothing. So as you can see, it looks like it's basically set, even though I did not set it. You did not have to set it and forget it. Have you guys ever seen like those chicken rotisserie things, like set it and forget it? I felt that this blended really easily and did not dry too fast, which I really appreciate. And also for the skin combination, I will say that this is really good for normal and oily skin combinations. I didn't really have any dry patches, and I didn't see any clinging onto any portion that might have any dry patches. If you have dry skin, I feel like you can get away with this because it does have more of a demi matte and it's not so flat, so I feel like it won't cling on to dry patches. Okay, so we're gonna just start off with the application so I don't ramble too much, but basically I'm gonna do one side with my Booty Bender, aka Beauty Blender, and the other side I'm gonna use my flat top kabuki, my F80 from Sigma. So what I said earlier was I've been loving either a regular primer such as Too Faced Poreless or Benefit Professional, it's a little bit more on the thicker side, or also a silicone base that is baby skin, anything like that. I'll use my baby skin because I'm almost out and it works just as good. This was actually one of my favorites for 2014, so if you haven't seen my 2014 beauty favorites, I'm going to link that down below. I'm just going to take some of my foundation, I'm just going to place it on the back of my hand. As you can see, it's not a too runny of a foundation. It's pretty thick, but it's not too thick where it won't slide down. I do have some little homies that want a party like right there. Damn you, Chester. Use one side with my Booty Bender, and I'm just going to blend that out. And this is where I'll usually take my concealer and then start carving out the top of my eyebrow as well. as you can see, it blends really easily into the skin. It is a light to medium coverage right now. What's really good is if I do add a little bit more, it does add a little bit more coverage where it is a full medium. Not completely full coverage, but a full medium. And it just balanced out my skin tone. It feels really light, and yeah, I really have been enjoying this. This is definitely one of those foundations that just feels good for every day when you just want a little bit more coverage, but you don't want to feel like too heavy duty, like you have camouflage and you're really trying to hide something and even hide some deep dark secrets. So now I'll go ahead and use my flat top kabuki, and I'll show you the coverage when I use my flat top. And as you can see, here's the coverage using my flat top kabuki. It's basically the same exact thing. Blends just as well as the Beauty Blender side. I have no complaints. If you can see my friend right here, I'll zoom you in. You can see my friend, there is some redness still. So if I just take a little bit of more of that foundation, what I can always do is just place it right there. And then I can just take my flat top and just kind of pat it in. And there you go. It is a bit buildable. And then you just have to just blend everything in. Also, if you could look at the finish without any powder on it, you can see that it's not completely flat matte, but it has a nice satin finish, but it is matte enough to consider it a matte. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I feel like a lot of people are going to be asking me, which one is better? Do you feel like the matte and poreless is better? Which is from Maybelline, because they're both supposedly like matte foundations. And I will say that I feel like the matte and poreless has more coverage as compared to the Revlon, because this definitely can go to a full coverage. And as far as lasting power, I will say they're about the same. I will say though, with this foundation, I'm going to link my review down below, you have to moisturize your face if you have dry skin. This is distinctly for oily skin. But if you have normal to combination skin, I feel like this is great. I really, really like this one. Oh, and again, if I had to pick, for some reason I like the finish of this one a little bit better, and I feel like I don't have to set it, so if I had to pick between this and the Maybelline, I would pick this one. Don't tell anybody. Actually, tell everybody, and share my video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah! Whoop whoop!